Welcome to Synergetic Mind Self-Inaugurated Education, August 15, 2024. The Continuity of Conscious Life, Episode 3. Perhaps it is already known and no one is talking about it, that all systems are characterized projectionally by spherical triangles, thereby controlling all our experiential experimentation, since operationally we always deal in systems. Or is this strictly a synergetic expectation by the experienced anticipatory design scientist? In any event, Synergetics 812 explains it as consciously evolving humanity is always interested in the evidence that establishes the truth of an articulation. Time and time again we hear, the proof is in the pudding. This word, proof, is from Latin probare, to test, prove. In other words, the texture, the taste, how the form of the pudding fills the pudding cups, the ingredients, the correct temperature and time for baking is proof to the appraiser, a type of judge who evaluates and approves or disapproves of the pudding. In the ordinary sense, the pudding is not under the closest scrutiny to be examined, analyzed, studied, unless it is baked in a test kitchen. So we can take the reminder that the proof is in the pudding to any extent concerning proof as a satisfied consumer who enjoys the experience of eating the pudding. The facts of the pudding are numerous. All relevant assembled parts of the product pudding require a variety of variable factors from inception to fruition in a rather complicated process, all things considered. You could not accurately refer to the pudding as a model, even though the pudding process consists of essential, measurable, incremental, spoons full, measured cups full, a whole bowl full, filling pudding baking cups. Technically, pudding is not a system. It lacks omnidirectional definition, but its dry ingredients, when tossed into the wind, possibly could be observed omnidirectionally until the wind subsides and the grains fall to the ground. Synergetic systems are conceptual. A system is the antithesis of a non-system. Non-systems lack omnidirectional definition. Logically, if our 21st century humanities information gathering, cosmic to local problem solving, is interested in systems thinking, starting with the first subdivision of universe is definitely different from starting with any of the P, R, J, W factors. Politics, religion, justice, war. Primarily because universe is minimum structural system, a polyhedron, a tetrahedron can also be conceptualized as one unit of energy, a quantum module. The whole system always consists of topological characteristics, 6 lines or edges or vectors, 4 corners or vertexes, 4 triangular areas, windows, or openings as interchangeable terms that can always describe the tetrahedron from any number of awareness assurances, including the constant relative abundance. At some memory-stored sense of anticipatory reality, an intelligent human realizes the tetrahedron is an essential conceptuality that can be counted on as a conceptual tool without having to defensively detail it, since at such a point it has become integrally known. With systems thinking in mind, let's explore the 13 synergetic principles thus far listed in R. Buckminster Fuller Synergetics Dictionary, with a bullet point added by me to show this number. Doing so engages our evolving consciousness as the concurrent mathematical proof Bucky Fuller anticipated in a citation to E.J. Applewhite, Sarasota, Florida, February 7th, 1971. Besides, since these fundamental principles can be conceptualized by metaphysical intellect as a function of omnidirectional, omnidirectional universe, alas, the synergetic mind categorically is essentially intellectual. Therefore, whatever concerns anticipatory design science realities and consciousness evolution's generalized conceptioning fields of thoughts, metaphysical generalized conceptioning, this individually innate aptitude must be recognized and validated, especially respecting the non-contradictory generalized laws that govern all discernible experiential experimental interrelationships. Humans across the spectrum of imaginable realities have been denigrated to inaccurate statuses that suppress the inherently inviolable integrity of the individual, whose brain and mind are designed by Yom, universe, eternal, omniscient mind, to explore what R. Buckminster Fuller describes as the abstraction of the eternal, generalized principles as the only reality. 13 synergetic principles. In Synergetic 220 through 232.03. Principle of unity. Principle of angular topology. Principle of finite universe conservation. Principle of design covariables. Principle function. Principle of complementarity. Principle of order underlying randomness. Principle of prime number inherency of structural systems. Scenario principle. Principle of synergetics advantage. Principle of irreversibility. Principle of the whole system. Principle of universal integrity. Starting with principle of unity, Synergetics 221 validates our memory-stored conceptuality of the tetrahedron, clarifying the topological characteristics of a hierarchy of rational quantation that potentially is extrapolatable and applicable to all experiential phenomena as the omnirational cosmic accounting Fuller also discovered when he integrated philosophy and geometry in a single conceptual tetrahedron system that provides a common language and accounting for both the metaphysical and the physical. Synergetics 251.50. In every synergetic case, The tetrahedron's volume and its 6 vectors can be assessed, respecting both metaphysical and physical unity, apparently, until unity is cognized and recognized of metaphysical and physical universe, U equal MP. Our individual lifetime on Earth, thus far, is misdirected, since in every case, the predominating TUCP, the Universal Communications Process, is controlled by PRJWBCHM. Politics, religion, justice, war, belief complex is hierarchical matrix. Yet, historically, its extremely biased authority omits by default education criteria the principle of unity. Until next time, thank you for your undivided attention, with a conscionable reminder again today to the most gullible humans in the world not to be so fixated that confuses governmental responsibilities with the foolish fancies that conceal the underway intention to control such freedom once the power is in those hands. A true leader puts its humanity before the playground's fun and games, dance parties, cocktail hours. A true leader's ability to solve economic problems comes before the personality of a media-created celebrity, as such is done when promoting movie stars. The ability to solve local problems must always be intended for the survival of every generation when the camera is turned off. Real-life, day-to-day reality requires life-sustaining energy from the most reliable resources, not pretentious political platforms. Relevant links: Synergetics 220, Synergetics 221, Synergetics 251.50, Synergetics 8